Welcome to My Thailand Stories. Today's story comes from Colin, a 47-year-old carpenter from Bristol, who thought he was building a business with the woman he loved. He visited the Smoothie cart every morning. He touched the walls. He met the suppliers. He painted the sign himself. The cart was real. The business was real. The blender he bought, the menu he helped design, the yellow awning he installed, all of it real. Then one afternoon he walked past Maya Mall and saw who was actually running it. If you've ever invested your money and your heart into something, only to realise you were never part of the plan, this story will gut you. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe for more My Thailand Stories. Here's Colin's story in his own words. My name's Colin. I'm 47 years old. I've been a carpenter for 28 years. Mostly residential work. Kitchens, fitted wardrobes, loft conversions. Steady money. Nothing glamorous, but honest work. I got divorced in 2019 after 18 years of marriage. No drama. We just grew apart. My daughter was at uni in Manchester. My son was working in London. They'd visit on Sundays sometimes, but they had their own lives. The house felt too big, too quiet. I'd come home from a job, heat up something from Tesco, watch the telly and go to bed. That was it. That was my life. My mate Dave kept banging on about Thailand. Said I needed to get away, clear my head, meet some people. I told him I wasn't interested in bar girls or any of that. He said Chiang Mai was different. Quieter, cultural. Not like Pattaya or Bangkok. He'd been there 3 times. Loved it. I booked 2 weeks, just to see. Just to get some sun and stop thinking about the empty house in Bristol. I landed in Chiang Mai on a Tuesday. The heat hit me the second I stepped off the plane. Proper heat. The kind that makes your shirt stick to your back before you even reach the taxi rank. But it felt good. Different. I checked into a guest house near Nimman Road. Clean room, aircon, balcony overlooking the street. The first few days I did the tourist things. Temples, markets. Walked around the old city. Ate street food that cost about £1 and tasted better than anything back home. I liked it. The pace was slower. People weren't rushing everywhere. No one was angry on their phones. It felt peaceful. On my 4th morning, I walked down to a little SOI near my guest house looking for breakfast. That's when I saw her cart. Bright yellow. Hand-painted sign that said Ning's Fresh Juice in English and Thai. She was standing behind it, cutting mango with this practiced efficiency. Fast but careful. The way you move when you've done something 1,000 times. She looked up when I approached. Smiled. Not the fake smile you get from people trying to sell you something. Just a normal smile. "Good morning," she said. Her English was decent. A bit broken but clear enough. "You want smoothie?" I ordered a mango one. She made it right there. Fresh mango, ice, a bit of condensed milk. Blended it in this little machine that looked like it was held together with duct tape and hope. Poured it into a plastic cup. Handed it to me with a straw. 60 baht, she said. I gave her 100, told her to keep it. She looked surprised. Said thank you. I drank it standing there. It was brilliant. Best thing I'd tasted in months. "You tourist?" she asked. "Yeah, here for 2 weeks. Just having a look around." "You like Chiang Mai?" "I do. It's nice, quiet." She nodded. "Not like Bangkok, not crazy." I laughed. "No, not crazy." I went back the next morning. Same order. Mango smoothie. She remembered me, asked where I was from. I told her Bristol. She didn't know where that was. I explained. West of England, near Wales. She nodded like she understood, but I reckon she had no idea. We chatted while she made my drink. She asked what I did for work. I told her I was a carpenter. She seemed impressed. Said her cart was falling apart. The wood frame was rotting. The awning had holes. She'd been meaning to fix it, but didn't have the tools or the skills. I told her I could take a look. She said I didn't have to. I said it was no bother. I had nothing else to do. So the next day, I came back with a tape measure and a notepad. Had a proper look at the cart. The frame was worse than I thought. Termites had got into the base. The joints were loose. The whole thing was a health and safety nightmare, but it was fixable. I made a list, showed her what needed doing. She looked worried. Asked how much it'd cost. I said don't worry about it. I'd sort the materials, she could pay me back later, or not. I was on holiday. I needed something to do. She looked at me like I'd just offered her a kidney. "You serious?" she said. Yeah, why not? I'm bored sat in my room, might as well do something useful. She smiled. Proper smiled. Said thank you about 5 times. I told her to stop thanking me. I'd start tomorrow. Over the next week I rebuilt her cart. Went to the hardware shop on my scooter. Bought wood, screws, varnish, sandpaper. Spent my mornings and afternoons working on it. She'd bring me smoothies while I worked. We'd chat. She told me about her life. Her name was Ning, she was 32. From a village near Lampang. Came to Chiang Mai 5 years ago looking for work. Started the smoothie cart with money she saved working in a hotel. It wasn't much, but it was hers. She was proud of it. Her family was back in the village. Her mother, her younger brother. She sent money home every month. Helped pay for her brother's schooling. She wasn't like the other women I'd seen in Thailand. She wasn't working in a bar. She wasn't asking for anything. She had her own business. She was independent. Hard-working. I respected that. By the time I finished the cart, my 2 weeks were nearly up. It looked brilliant. New frame. Sealed and varnished. New awning I'd stitched together from tarp I found at the market. She cried when she saw it finished. Actually cried. Said no one had ever done something like that for her. Said I was too kind. I told her it was nothing. Just wood and screws. She said it wasn't nothing. It was everything. The night before I flew home, she asked if I'd come back. I said I didn't know. She said she hoped I would. She'd miss me. I told her I'd miss her too. And I meant it. I went back to Bristol. Back to the empty house. Back to the fitted wardrobes and loft conversions. But I thought about her more than I expected to. We stayed in touch. Line messages mostly. She'd send me photos of the cart. Tell me about her day. I'd tell her about mine. It was nice. Felt like I had someone to talk to again. By February I knew I was going back. Booked another 2 weeks in Chiang Mai. Told her I was coming. She was excited. Said she couldn't wait to see me. When I arrived, she met me at the airport. We hugged. It felt natural. Like we'd known each other longer than a couple of weeks and 3 months of messages. We spent every day together. I'd help her at the cart in the mornings. We'd close up at lunch. Spend the afternoons together. Cooking. Walking. Just talking. It felt easy. Comfortable. One night, we were sitting on my balcony. She told me she wanted to expand. Open a second cart. Maybe at Maya Mall. Get a spot in the food court. But she didn't have the money. The rent was too high. The equipment was expensive. She'd been saving, but it'd take years. I asked how much. She showed me a breakdown. Rent deposit, 3 months up front, new blender, bigger stock, signage, permits. Total about 120,000 baht. About 2,800 quid. I told her I'd help. She said no. Too much. I said it wasn't too much. I believed in her. She had a good product. Good location. She just needed a bit of help to get started. She cried again. Said I was the kindest man she'd ever met. Famous last words. That 2,800 quid was just the start. Over the next 8 months, I'd send £78,000. I'd fly to Chiang Mai 4 more times. I'd help her set up that second cart. Paint the walls. Design the menu. Meet the suppliers. I'd work until 3 in the morning fixing her problems. Making her dreams happen. And the whole time, I thought we were building something together. Thought I was part of it. Part of her life. Her future. Our future. I wasn't. The business was real. The carts were real. The smoothies were bloody brilliant. But I was never the partner. I was just the carpenter. The one who built the dream for someone else to live in. Let me tell you how I found out. The second cart opened in May. Maya Mall food court. Prime spot. Good foot traffic. Ning was buzzing. We set it up together over a long weekend. I flew over special for it. Took the time off work. Painted the walls. Built the countertop. Installed the shelving. She worked alongside me, handing me tools, measuring, laughing when I got varnish on my shirt. The opening day was brilliant. Queue out the door. People loved it. Fresh juice in a mall food court. Something different from the usual fried rice and pad thai. She was so happy. Kept hugging me, saying thank you. Saying this was our dream coming true. Our dream. That's what she said. Our dream. I went back to Bristol feeling like I'd done something good. Something real. We video called every night. She'd show me the cart, the customers, the sales. It was doing well. Really well. I was proud of her. Proud of us. Then in June she said the blender broke. The good one. The industrial one we bought for the Maya Mall cart. She needed a replacement fast, couldn't afford to close even for a day. Lost income. The new blender cost 38,000 baht, about 900 quid. She was embarrassed to ask, said she'd pay me back. I told her not to be daft, sent it the same day. 2 weeks later, the fridge packed in. Another 25,000 baht, about 600 quid. Then the awning ripped in a storm. Needed replacing. 15,000 baht, about 350 quid. Then stock costs went up. Mango prices doubled. She needed more upfront to buy in bulk. 50,000 baht, about 1,200 quid. I sent it all, every time. Because that's what you do when you're building something with someone. You invest, you support, you believe. By August, I'd sent another 8,000 quid on top of the initial setup. I told myself it was normal. Starting a business is expensive. Things break, costs rise. It'd balance out once she was established. She kept saying the same thing. Just a bit longer. Just until we're stable. Then we can relax. We, us, our business. I believed her. In September, she said she wanted to expand again. A third cart. This one at a night market near the university. Student crowd, huge potential. But she needed another deposit. More equipment. A part-time worker to manage it since she couldn't be in 3 places at once. I hesitated. Not because I didn't trust her, but because I was starting to feel it. The drain. I'd sent nearly 11,000 quid in 4 months. My savings account was lighter than I liked. I told her maybe we should wait. Consolidate, make sure the 2 carts were solid before adding a third. She went quiet. Said okay, said she understood. But her messages got shorter after that. Less frequent. When we did talk, she seemed distant, stressed. I asked what was wrong. She said nothing. Just tired. Working too hard. I felt guilty. Here I was, sat in Bristol, telling her to slow down, while she was working herself to the bone in Chiang Mai, trying to build something, trying to make a better life. And I was holding her back because I was worried about a few thousand quid. So I changed my mind, told her I'd help, sent another 15,000 quid for the third cart. She was happy again. Messages came back, video calls, photos of the new location. She said I was amazing, said she didn't know what she'd do without me, said she loved me. First time she'd said it, I said it back. Meant it too. October, I flew back to Chiang Mai. My 4th trip. Stayed for 10 days. Helped set up the night market cart. It was smaller than the others, more portable. We could pack it up each night and store it. Ning hired a girl named Fon to run it. Young. Maybe 20. She seemed nice enough. Quiet. Ning trained her while I finished the setup. During that trip, I noticed something. Ning was on her phone a lot. More than before. She'd step away to take calls, say it was suppliers, or the landlord, or her mother. Always something. When I asked who it was, she'd get defensive. Say I was being jealous. Say I didn't trust her. I backed off, didn't want to start a row. But it nagged at me. One night we went for dinner. She left her phone on the table. It buzzed. I didn't mean to look, but the screen lit up. Message preview. In Thai, so I couldn't read it. But the name was English. P. Just the letter P. She grabbed the phone fast. Said it was her brother. I said her brother's called Somchai. She said it was a nickname. Everyone calls him P. I nodded. Didn't push it. But I didn't believe her. Back in Bristol, I started noticing more. Her video calls came at odd times. Never in the evenings anymore. Always mornings or afternoons. When I asked why, she said she was too tired at night. Working late, cleaning the carts, doing inventory. Made sense, but still. It felt off. Then in November, she said the rent went up at Maya Mall. Needed to pay an extra 3 months up front, or they'd cancel the lease. 90,000 baht, about 2,100 quid. I asked to see the lease. She sent a photo. All in Thai. I couldn't read it. I asked her to translate. She said it was standard. Just a rent increase. Happens all the time. Did I not trust her? There it was again. That question. Do you not trust me? I sent the money. Dave came round one night. Brought a few beers. We sat in my kitchen. He asked how Thailand was going. I told him about the carts, the business. Ning. He listened. Then he said, "Mate, how much have you sent her?" I told him. About 40,000 quid at that point. He put his beer down. Looked at me. "Colin, 40 grand for smoothie carts." "It's an investment," I said. In what? Her business? Or your relationship? Both. He shook his head. You been there recently? Seen the accounts? The sales figures? Any paperwork at all? I hadn't. I told him I trusted her. Mate, he said, I'm not trying to be a dick, but you're a smart bloke. You wouldn't give 40 grand to a business partner back here without seeing the books. Why is it different because she's Thai? I told him to leave. He did, but his words stayed. December. I flew back to Chiang Mai, unannounced. Didn't tell her I was coming, just booked the flight. Landed on a Wednesday morning, went straight to the first cart, the one near my old guest house, the one I rebuilt. It was there, running. A different girl behind it, not Ning. I asked where Ning was. She said Ning was at the mall. I thanked her. Went to Maya Mall. The cart was there too. Busy. Lunchtime crowd. But Ning wasn't there, another girl running it. I waited, bought a smoothie, sat on a bench, watched. Then I saw her, walking through the food court, not alone, with a Thai bloke, younger than me, maybe 35. They were laughing. His arm around her waist. Comfortable. Familiar. They stopped at the cart. She said something to the girl working. The bloke kissed her cheek. She smiled. They walked off together. I followed them. Not close. Just enough to see. They went to the car park. Got into a truck. Nice one. New. They drove off. I stood there in the car park, sweating, heart pounding, hands shaking. I walked back to the cart. Bought another smoothie. Asked the girl working who that bloke was. She looked confused, said, That's Ning's boyfriend. Kun Somchai. Her boyfriend? I said. Yes, they run the business together. He owns the carts. I sat down on a bench. The smoothie was melting in my hand. I couldn't move, couldn't think. The girl had said it so casually, like it was common knowledge, like everyone knew except me. He owns the carts. They run the business together. I'd built those carts. I'd painted them, designed the menus, bought the blenders, sent £78,000. And they were his, not mine, not ours, his. I pulled out my phone, opened Line, scrolled through our messages. All the I love yous, all the our dreams, all the we're building something together. It was all a lie. I wasn't her partner, I was her bank. The foreigner who paid for everything while her real boyfriend ran the business I built. I sat on that bench for an hour, maybe longer. People walked past, bought smoothies, laughed, lived their lives, and I just sat there, holding a melting mango smoothie, wondering how I got it so wrong. Then I stood up, walked to the cart, and waited for Ning to come back. She came back 2 hours later, saw me sitting there. Her face went white. Colin, she said, what are you doing here? Visiting, I said. Thought I'd surprise you. She looked around, nervous. You should have told me. I would have met you at airport. Yeah, I noticed you were busy. Who was that bloke? She knew what I meant, didn't even try to pretend. Just looked at me, tired. Like she'd been waiting for this conversation and was relieved it was finally happening. His name's Somchai, she said. He's my boyfriend. Not was, is. How long, I asked. 3 years. 3 years before she met me. The whole time. Every video call. Every I love you. Every our dream. He was there in the background, living the life I was paying for. So what was I said. She sat down next to me, didn't touch me, just sat there, looking at her hands. You were kind, she said. You helped me. I needed help. You wanted to help, so I let you. I built those carts, Ning. I painted them. I designed the menus. I sent you £78,000. She looked up. 78,000. Yeah, £78,000. You know how much that is? Over 3 million baht. For what? So your boyfriend could run the business I built. She didn't cry. Didn't apologise. Just nodded. Yes, that's what happened. Did you ever care about me? Any of it real? She thought about it. Actually thought about it. Then said, I liked you. You were a nice man. But no, it wasn't real. Not the way you wanted. At least she was honest. Finally. I left the mall. Went back to my hotel. Opened my banking app. Went through every transfer. One by one. I couldn't believe what I saw. Wait, that wasn't right. I checked again. Double-checked. I told Dave 40 grand back in November. But I'd sent more after that. The rent increase. Another equipment breakdown. Christmas money. Her brother's school fees. New Year transfer. I went through my statements again, found transfers I'd forgotten about. Small ones. $500, $500 here. $800, $800 there. The kind you don't really notice because they're not massive, but they add up. Final total, £78,240. £78,240. That was a deposit on a house back home. That was a new van for work. That was 2 years of my daughter's uni fees. That was my safety net. My retirement cushion. I'm starting my own business fund. Gone. All of it. To build smoothie carts for someone else's boyfriend. I didn't see her again. Didn't try to get the money back. What was the point? It was spent. The carts were built. The business was running. Somchai was probably making decent money off it. Good for him. I flew home the next day. Didn't tell anyone what happened. My kids asked how Thailand was. I said fine. Dave asked about Ning. I said it didn't work out. He didn't push it. I think he knew. The first few months were rough. I'd lie awake at night doing the maths. 78 grand. Over and over. Thinking about what I could have done with it. Thinking about how stupid I was. How obvious it all was. The phone calls. The evasions. The don't you trust me whenever I ask questions. But after a while the anger faded. Not gone. Just quieter. I still think about it. But not every day anymore. Maybe once a week. Usually when I'm working. Building something. I'll be fitting a cabinet or hanging a door. And I'll think about those carts. How well I built them. How proud I was. How much care I put into every detail. They were good carts. Really good. Probably still running. Probably making good money. Just not for me. I'm back in Bristol now. Working, same jobs and same routines. The house is still too quiet. But I got used to it. I haven't been back to Thailand. Don't think I will. Not for a while anyway. Maybe never. I don't know. Dave asked me once if I regretted it. The money, the time, all of it. I told him I didn't know how to answer that, because part of me doesn't regret it. I built something. I helped someone. Even if it wasn't for me, I still did good work. The carts are solid. They'll last years. Maybe that's enough. But the other part of me, the part that looks at my bank account and feels that absence, that part regrets it every single day. I learned something though. Learned that wanting something to be real doesn't make it real. Learned that building something with your hands doesn't mean you own it. Learned that we and our are just words. Easy to say, easy to believe, especially when you're lonely and someone's telling you exactly what you want to hear. I also learned that I'm a bloody good carpenter. Those carts were brilliant. Best work I've done in years. Shame they weren't mine. That's my story. £78,000 for 3 smoothie carts I'll never see a penny from. Some might say I got what I deserved. That I was naive, that I should have known better. Maybe they're right. But I'll tell you this. When you're standing in an empty house in Bristol in February, and someone on the other side of the world's telling you they love you, that you're building something together, that you matter, you want to believe it, you need to believe it, so you do. And sometimes that belief costs you everything. And that was Colin's story. £78,000, 3 smoothie carts, and a Thai boyfriend he never knew existed until it was too late. Colin's not bitter. Not anymore. But he's 78 grand lighter and a lot wiser about what our dream really means when you're the only one paying for it. Have you ever invested in something only to realise you were never part of the plan? Let us know in the comments. And if you've got a story from Thailand, reach out. We want to hear it. This is my Thailand stories. Keep your guard up out there.